so you can share some tips as you go along here, but when you see all these companies come and pitch, or you have conversations, like what are you thinking?
It's pretty straightforward, and this is the same as my criteria for angel investing, and probably for early stage stuff, this is the most important thing. I don't know about later stage, but for early stage stuff, this is the most important thing. I'm just looking for someone that can paint a very vivid picture about what the world looks like if your company is successful, and then like make that a place that I want to live in. Like describe what's life going to be like if you're successful, not for you, not for me, but just for the world, and then like make that a place that I would prefer to live in rather than the current world. That's it.
Okay.
And very few people can do that. But if you can, like that's, you're probably 90% there.
So are you looking for a story or just a picture?
Yeah, I think a picture. I think so I have, my investment hypothesis is basically that there's only two possible futures in the world. Like there's only two ways the world can go. We can either become more like Star Trek, or we could become more like Mad Max.
That's very binary.
That's it.
Yeah.
And there are people currently alive that are sort of pushing for the Mad Max option. And my job is to nudge in the other way. So if you have an idea, tell me how this makes the world more like Star Trek.
All right, I like this.
And we're pretty good.
That's great.
And then, you got to make me believe that you can actually get there and all this other long tail of details.
Right.
But I'm personally very motivated by the mission-based founder. The founder that's this is what I'm doing and this is why. I was an angel investor in a company called Gusto. It used to be Zen Payroll. They changed their name. And it was funny that Josh, the founder, reached out to me, wanted me to hear a pitch as an angel investor. And so I said, sure, I'll take this pitch. But it was called Zen Payroll at the time. And I remember walking into that meeting thinking, and he was a young guy at that point. I forget how old he was, but he was young. And I thought, I'm just going to lecture this guy for a half hour about why are you doing payroll? Seriously, are you really passionate about payroll? Is payroll for you? Why is a person like you doing payroll? That was what I thought would happen. And then 20 minutes later, not only was I convinced that payroll was the most important thing in the world, that he really believed that, but I felt ashamed of never having to work on payroll before in my life. I'm I have wasted my life.
Yeah.
Doing anything other than helping small companies make their payroll, because clearly that's the most important part. And he really believed it, and he had a great story. He's payroll as a process is actually totally broken. It should be this easy, joyous thing. It's actually about rewarding people for work. It's the foundation of all business. If you improve it, all these other things come out of it. And I was yeah, definitely.
Right.
And so, invested in him more or less right away. And now that's $1 billion company or something. So that's a really important part.
There are those companies that do there are a lot of companies that just help startups, right? With a lot of these things that just waste their time at the time that they're actually trying to build amazing Star Trek world-changing things. Yeah. And there's a lot of value in that too.
But basically the Evernote philosophy of something something for yourself, building something that you love, that's a very good one. And not everyone has to do that, but somebody has to build, some horrible product that no one's excited about. But you don't have to. Somebody else can do that, and somebody else can fund it. But if you want funding, then make something that you're really passionate about and explain it. And then there's basically only 3 questions to answer. Your presentation should just answer 3 questions, and feel free to just answer them explicitly. Feel free to have 3 slides with the titles being these 3 questions, and just answer them. And it's basically why this, why you, and why now. Why are you doing this thing?
Yep.
Why are you the person that should do this? And why is now the time to do it? Why not 5 years ago, or why not 2 years from now? So you nail those 3 questions, and now you're ahead of 99.9% of pitches that VCs hear.
Yeah. Well, if you look